You better say your prayers, you flea-bitten varmint. I'm gonna blow you to smithereens.
You do that and I'll kill you.
Well, good evening, metalheads out there. This is the Bullshit with Bob show, and why ain't it fucking showing up on here? You cock-smoking piece of shit. There we go. Alrighty.
I'm sorry.
Maybe you can hear me now. I've been cussing the radio and the computer if you haven't. Because sometimes technology just pisses me the fuck off like that. And I know a lot of you regular listeners out there know this. So, welcome to the show. This is the Bullshit with Bob show right here on Brutiful Metal Radio. And I have a special guest with me tonight via Skype. I've got Patrick Donovan, guitar player from Toy Called God. Welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Bob. How you doing tonight, man?
Oh, dude, you know, living the dream.
Chasing the happiness.
That's right. You know, the big blue bird flying over, taking a dump in everybody's mouth. Yeah, that's about it. For those of y'all that may be listening in, not in the chat room, and didn't witness just what happened to Deanna, Patrick and myself played a very nice little trick on Deanna. That, you know, we're both on Skype, and we started hitting her up like, okay, what time's he supposed to call? What's the phone number again? And maybe she had a coronary, I don't know. I see her typing every now and then, but yeah. We fucked with you, got you. Ha-ha, burn, bitch. Anyway.
All in good fun.
So, Patrick, how are things over in sunny California?
Things in California are awesome, other than this bitch-ass cold I have. But other than that, it's all good. Getting ready for our show Saturday night in Vallejo with our great friends Serpent and Seraph, West Coast Fury, Kim Frick, and the Crippler Band from Sacramento.
Oh, right on.
Wow, Kennefret?
So, yeah, we're getting juiced for that. Going to do some rehearsing after we talk with you guys tonight. And we're just going to, you know, do our thing.
So how long has Toy Called God been around?
Actually, we just had a second anniversary of our first show last week. So 2 years.
Oh, right on, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
I know it's some bitchin' fucking tunage. I got, you know, I'm going to get some loaded up. When the glitch happened, everything fucking froze up. So I got to reload all the songs. But that, never fear, I've got them. Bob is here. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we got some tunes. We're going to load them up after a while, let you guys get some ear candy. And some very groove-oriented metal. You're going to fucking break your neck listening to it. It's awesome shit. Now, what kind of gear do you use, man?
Me personally, I use Fireplant guitars with home wrecker pickups. Mesa dual rectifier 100-watt amps. And a Line 6 HD pod for my wah-wah.
Right on.
I keep it lean.
Man, you know, I'm a guitar player myself, and you can't beat Line 6, man. I've got I've got the HD 150 head, the Spider 3. Love it. I mean, you can't plug it in and download the patches into that head. But it's so cool that you can with the other Line 6 products, such as the pod, the footboards, and things like that, you know.
As far as their effects, they make amazing effects. I really don't use a bunch of effects. I use like the noise gate and the watt, and that's it. I overpaid for what I actually use, but they do make great gear. A lot of people I know totally their stuff. As far as the amps, though, all my love goes to Mesa.
Right on. Well, that's
truly where my tone comes from.
The sound I have is the same one. I got the dual rectifier set up on mine, and that's the distortion I use. And I use a Behringer cab that's got the JBL speakers in it. It's 400 watts, and it don't add any flavoring to my sound. So I set it up for the full-on Mesa Boogie sound, and love it. And yeah, if I could get the old Mark III head, the old setup, that's what I would use.
For sure.
There's never been a better distortion than that Mark III distortion.
Dude, their tone has been used for so many albums, it's fucking stupid. When I started coming up, man, the first thing I fell in love with. This dude Billy brought a Mesa triple down to my buddy John's house. John was a drummer or whatever. But so Billy brought down this crazy ass Mesa, and I'd never heard of it. And he plugged that shit in, and he plugged in this garbage ass click guitar, dude. It was a fucking scrapper. And dude, he sounded like he was God. And so ever since, dude, that's the measuring bar. And if you don't have that sizzle that Mesa brings with their sound, for me, it's just missing something. I love it.
It has a tone all its own, man. I know a lot of people like that Marshall sound, and you know, it is cool and everything, but me personally as a guitar player, the sound I want is that Mesa Boogie sound. The first time I heard it was on Garage Days back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, they used those, and when you started playing the small hours, it was like,
yeah, dude.
That is like the hugest fucking distortion sound I ever heard. That, you know, just fucking low, growly. I'm like, that's it. That's what I want right there.
Hell yeah, I'm right on the same page with you. I must have wore that fucking cassette out about 10 times.
And that's it, cassette. That's before CD, cassette,
brother. Old school.
Now, how long have you been playing?
About 30 years.
Right on.
I started at 8 on a piano, and then a year later I kicked over to a guitar. Played in school. They had a couple classes that you could take, and then after that I learned it all from hard work with a tape deck and my friends. And then just ever since I've just been going. Right
on. It was I don't know, kind of similar for me. I started at about 14. I've been playing 28 years now, some shit.
Yeah,
seems like we're fucking ever. But
right?
Yeah, the only formal class I ever had, never had a formal teacher. I never went to study, you know. And we had guitar class at school one year, and it was a music teacher, and she knew as much guitar. You know, I mean, we had been all playing about a year or two at this point. We knew more about guitar than she did. I mean, every time she'd have to change a chord, and we're talking about, you know, the old Mel Bay grandpa chords, right? She'd have to look at her hand and then switch over to like a D, play it for a few minutes, and go down, up, switch over to a G, down, up, and it was like, and actually we all failed that class, me and my few friends that play guitar, because it was acoustic, and we'd be in the back, and she'd be jamming, and we'd be fucking, you know, trying to figure out like Crazy Train solo, or, you know, some shit like that. The music would stop, and she would hear us, you know, back there in the back, write us up, send us to the fucking office. It was crazy, man.
Very, very similar class, it sounds like. The class I had was a junior high class. It was like 7th grade or something like that. And it was like 30 kids with 30 acoustic guitars and one dude with a bad toupee and a piano. And it was a lot of open chords and a lot of down, 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 up, down strumming and, you know, all that stuff.
Right.
And then me and my homeboys after school, you know, we'd go home and whip out whatever our, you know, mom, pops, whatever, whoever bought us. And we'd be trying to learn Back in Black and, you know, anything we could off Appetite for Destruction or off Master of Puppets or whatever. Right. Once the hooks were in and I figured out, you know, that first AC/DC lick, it was fucking over, man. You know, that was it. Like I said, just going ever since.
The one that did it for me was Iron Man.
Oh, right. That's another one that's just like...
Dude, I had to learn that one. You know, I heard it, and that's what sparked me to go and, you know, get the most beat-up fucking guitar I could at, you know, at a garage sale down the street, bring it home, and I figured out a way to plug in. You probably know how to do this, too. Plug into a stereo system with a cassette deck. Turn the record on. Yeah. The homemade speaker system, the amplifier. And that's how I learned to play Iron Man, dude.
The stereo had the 8-track deck and the turntable on top.
Exactly.
And the 4 jacks in the front of that son of a bitch. And hell yeah, you'd rig up that 1/4 inch any way you had to get it in there to make it make the noise.
Fuck yeah. That's how I learned Iron Man. And Mom came in there one day and saw what I was doing, and she said, well, okay, come on, let's go. And that's when I got my first guitar and amp and all that. So, but, you know, she saw dedication, and that's what mattered. Now, what were some of the bands that influenced you early on, and say the guitar player that made you want to pick up that guitar and be a guitar player?
The first guitar player that truly made me want to pick up a guitar, and this is being real, was fucking Ace Frehley, man. I saw Kiss at the fucking amusement park, and man, I thought he was the coolest motherfucker ever. And so after that, I decided I wanted to be the world's first guitar-playing astronaut or some crazy bullshit. And,
that's cool, man.
right? And so I'd gone on a trip to the Smithsonian with my moms, and they figured out that I was going to be like fucking 80 feet tall. And when we went to the Smithsonian, I figured out that I wouldn't be able to fit in a rocket ship. And so that dream was crushed. And so I just put everything I had into the whole learn to play guitar, motherfucker, because you're not going to space. And so, yeah, really, man, between Ace Frehley and, like, my friends and all that, yeah, that's the stuff that got me going. I had a family friend who, the oldest kid, he played guitar in, like, a local funk band. And he looked like a little Prince clone. But yeah, he's also one of the dudes that inspired me because he was cool as fuck because he was really doing it for real. And then, as far as bands that turned me on, man, you know, all the usual suspects, dude. We know all the names. You could go the Big Four, Pantera, fucking Testament Overkill, all that bullshit.
Right.
And then every classic rock band you ever fucking heard of, dude. Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Skinner, Stevie Ray Vaughan, all that bullshit too. If it's got a fucking beat, I'm gonna listen to it. I don't give a fuck if it's hip hop or whatever. There's something good in everything. You just have to figure out what it is. You can learn from everybody. You just have to be open minded and willing to do so.
Right. Yeah. So early on, man, you know, I always tell this story. I got into metal through Kiss, and the way it was, my best friend and I, his older sister actually had won tickets on the radio. Her and her boyfriend was going to go, and they were a considerable few years older than us. And she was stuck babysitting me and him, bought us tickets, and we went and seen Kiss and Makeup live, 79. No, excuse me, 78. I was 9 years old at the time. Dude, that opened my fucking world up. And yeah, seeing Ace up there with the smoking guitar and everything.
Dude, that was it.
It was impressive, man. It was, but the guy that really did it, made me want to pick up one, was Tony Iommi. I don't know. I just liked those deep riffs of his.
I got to agree. That's another guy. Like I said, in all this classic rock and stuff, dude, you cannot mess with that guy. He truly is the founder of heavy metal. If you can't respect Tony Iommi, you should go outside, step in front of a bus, and just end it. Pretty
much, man. Because almost, I don't know, 90% of all metal riffs got some kind of form of Sabbath or his writing involved with it. You know, he was...
Seriously, that whole heavy, slow roll that he does is a huge part of our sound, man.
Yep.
If you listen to Only One Menace, there's no way you cannot hear Black Sabbath in that. It's that simple. It's almost like, that song reminds me of kind of his feel for Electric Funeral, you know? Which is one of the most epic riffs fucking ever.
Oh, got all kind of people in the chat room now.
Dude, that chat is slamming. PD brought the wood with him.
Yeah, I see that. Well, you know, listeners out there, thank y'all for tuning in. I sure appreciate it. People in chat, that's awesome. It is hopping tonight.
Sorry about the cough. This cold's killing me.
So, have you guys been playing any gigs recently?
Our last gig was in Oakland last month. We played the Uptown. We were kind of just after the holidays, you know, kicking off the year, and so that was probably our warm-up for the year. We've got a bunch of stuff coming up, including Vallejo, Galt, San Francisco twice. We're going to Pittsburgh. We're going to Boise.
Wow.
I have Fresno show. We got the Fresno show coming up. I'm working on booking Reno for us. And then we're going to, you know, add more West Coast dates as we can. Ideally, we would like to swing it down south and then out east. But that's as conditions allow. We're still growing.
Man, I tell you, I hope like hell you guys come down here because I would love to catch one of your shows.
Well, I would love that too. You have no idea. But so yeah, we have a bunch of stuff coming up with a bunch of our great friends. You know, I love the bands that we get to play with.
What time frame are you guys looking at going from West Coast to East Coast?
Well, we don't have a.
Is that going to be like a one-off show, or is in between all the other gigs you already got lined up?
The show in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is actually kind of a special one-off. I'm flying back to Pittsburgh because that's where I'm originally from.
Oh, right on.
And I take the band with me because I'm having my 40th birthday that weekend, and so we want to kind of give one back to all the people that supported PD when I started. And so that's what that show's all about. I love all my friends from back home, and I rarely get to see them. I haven't played a show in my hometown in like 15 years.
Wow.
And so, at least 15 years. And so, part of that whole show is just really giving back to those who gave me my start.
Right on, man.
But, yeah, totally. We would love to play everywhere we can. We have fans from all over the world. We're on 6 continents. People are jamming the Toy Called God, and we cannot express our thanks enough for that. Truly, truly humbling and just amazing the support we've gotten. At some point, we would, again, love to be able to play for everyone. We're going to do our damnedest to make it happen.
Well, might be able to put you in touch with a few folks down here and see what we can do.
I would love that. That would be amazing.
Not to mention, you know, June, I think it's 21st and 22nd, we're looking at getting our Brutiful Fest this summer again. And I think we're going to be holding that one in New Orleans this year.
Crazy.
So,
never been to the Big Easy, but I would love to check it out.
Well, we've got that coming up, so I'll have D get with you on that.
For sure.
Well,
Sounds
D and Buffy, because that's their side of the house. But I just sit here and bullshit.
Right on. But yeah, so the one-off in Pittsburgh is something we're truly looking forward to, but we're also looking forward to some of the local shows we got coming up. Like I said, we got that Vallejo show with some great friends that I mentioned, you know, Serpent's Wrath, Kinnefert, West Coast Fury, and Crippler.
Right.
We've also got shows coming up with our great buddies from San Jose. Clank, we love the Clank band. Clank, I know you're out there, and I know you're listening, brother. We fucking love you guys. If you guys are listening to this radio station right now, I need you all to go to clanknation.com and get you some fucking Clank. They are fucking badass.
Put that in the chat room there, Vix. Clank.com.
Clank Nation.
No, Clank Nation. I'm sorry. Clanknation.com. Throw that shit up in there. There you go.
For sure. Love the Clank band. We got a show with them March 30th in San Francisco. It's an all-ages show. That one's a fucking steal. It's like $5 or something ridiculous. Like something super cheap.
Right.
But yeah, it's going to be an amazing show. Haunted by Heroes is also playing that along with Pushing the Sun, Big Red Beaver, and a band called Damn It, which I fucking love that name. And then we have shows at Slim's with Deadbolt. We're going to be busy over the next 2 months for sure.
Oh, Clank's in the chat says, thanks for the love, brother.
Oh, dude, Clank, thank you, my man. You're fucking badass, bro.
Yeah, Clank, hit us up, man. Yeah, talk to D.
For sure.
Get you rolled on this show, too.
They've got an awesome sound, and they're totally super nice guys. I fucking love that band. Like, really, truly.
You know,
amazing dudes.
It was so cool back in the day, you know, when my band was going. This was back in, I think, 2004. We had a local band here we were playing with. The drummer I went to high school with, you know, and good friends. And we used to book shows and would invite them. They would, you know, book shows and invite us. And pretty much any show you saw from one of the bands had both of them on it. And it's really cool when you have a relationship with another band like that, you know. So I'm sure you remember back in the early days how it was. A lot of competition and bullshit between bands. You couldn't be friends with another band because they're another band. You know, that kind of bullshit. It's just really cool, you know, when you got each other's back like that.
The thing with most scenes, and this is something that I've found especially prevalent in our scene, there are some bands that totally get it and pay it forward, and, you know, you can book shows with them, and they're like bros, and you know that they're going to bring it, and they're going to bring the crowd, and they're going to do everything that a band should do. And those are the people that you want to work with, and those are the people that you keep close to you. Bands like Deadpool, bands like Clank, those Big Red Beaver. Those are the Pushing the Sun. Those are the bands that you want to be associated with. And then there's like bands that don't get it. They piss off halfway through every other band set. They're out in the parking lot. They don't do any promotion. They don't bring anyone to the shows, and you're just like, fucking really, bro? And so then you start getting cliques of people, and then if you're not in with this clique, you don't get this show, but you get this show. And certain crowds go to certain shows, but not to other shows because of cliquey bullshit. At the end of the day, everybody has to realize that it really, truly has to be about one scene, one fight. Because if one band is successful, we're all successful. You know, the whole game is a great big popularity contest with a coattail riding contest attached.
Yep.
So that being said, it's far better for us all to win as one than none of us to win separately.
I agree with you 100%, bro.
One scene, one fight, Bob.
100% I agree with that. But it's sad, you know, it does happen, and that's what destroys scenes. Like, the one in Baton Rouge here was like that. You know, it was, it got real cliquey. It was like the glam bands, back in the day, it was the glam bands versus the thrash bands. And, which really sucked. Because now there is no scene in Baton Rouge. We would love to have a show, because we're really close to Baton Rouge, and revive the scene, but
well, you would think with that
no one would fucking go.
There, that scene would be crushing.
It used to be, bro. It really used to be. I mean, all the shit, all the clubs we used to go hang at, it was right outside the north gate of LSU on Highland Road. And there was 5 clubs right there, and they were all metal clubs. And, I mean, they had all the hip-hop, and they had country bars, and, you know, it was all built for college life.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, man. The scene has died, or the scene has, you know, changed too much. There's all, like, dance clubs and shit down there now.
Well, that's part of it is...
yeah, Baton Rouge does need some heavy music.
Part of it, though, is, you know, there's a lot of kids today that, unfortunately, for whatever reason, aren't following metal. Mm-hmm. Especially here in the States. Like, in other countries, kids are freaking out about it. But in the States, man, it's you really got to bust your ass to draw the kids. Just keeping it real. So you're fighting with every artist out there, pop, hip-hop, or otherwise. So, you know, that's why when we do get support, we are so damn appreciative.
Well, I guess I just got schooled. Vixen says, we brought it to Little Town, Bama last year. We'll bring it to Baton Rouge this year. So, okay, I guess it's not going to be New Orleans. It'll be Baton Rouge this year. Now, a friend of ours, he runs Lethal Arts promotions and booking management out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. He does a lot of shows out there, you know, and they have a pretty good response, really strong scene. He had a show that they put on here in Baton Rouge, and they had Goat Whore as the headliner. And you figure with Goat Whore, man, you're going to have a crowd. But, you know, he said he had a decent turnout, but it wasn't, like, huge. So I don't know. I'm iffy about Baton Rouge.
You know what? It really depends, man. Sometimes you would think a show is going to do super well, and then, you know, you get there and it's fucking cobwebs and ghosts. And then the show that you don't expect, there's 900 people at it. Mm-hmm. You can never really predict it. You can only just try to ride the wave, man.
I don't know. I just think New Orleans would be a better market. It's got the killer clubs there, and it's huge. Still a huge metal scene in New Orleans.
For sure.
But anyways, wanted to ask you, where does the name Toy Called God come from? How did you derive about that? This
is one of my favorite questions ever to answer, because oddly enough, it gets asked kind of frequently. Toy Called God, the name is about men use religion to control the behaviors and morals and lifestyles and existence of other men, and that's fucked up. They whip out their toy called God, Allah, Buddha, what the fuck ever, and try to judge and tell everyone else what the fuck is right and what is wrong. You know, No one has the right to judge. As long as everybody leads a good life and doesn't dick anyone off, that's all you can really hope for, and that's all you should really expect. Do no harm to others, none will do harm to you, and it'll all be good. Nobody has the right to sit in judgment of another, period. And when people whip out their toy called God, I kind of have a problem with that. And that's what the name's about.
I dig it. I dig it. Yeah, because I have to agree with you, man. You know, I believe in science. I don't believe in Santa Claus and all that happy horse shit. You know, I don't give a fuck what name they give it or how they candy coat it. It's not a crutch. It's not something to hide behind so you can be an asshole and go and get forgiven later for it. I think that's bullshit. Just be a decent human being. That's it.
That's all it's about, man.
Don't be a dick. Don't be stupid. And there you go. That should sum it up right there.
That's what the name's about, man. So yeah, totally.
I fucking dig that, bro.
And that's all we're trying to say. We're not telling anybody to not follow their faith, but we are saying, I don't want to fucking hear about it. You don't need to be fucking preaching about it. If it's your faith, fine, but keep it to your fucking self.
Yep. Unfortunately, though, you get those guys that want to knock at 7 a.m. on Saturday and want to talk to you in those nice little suits. And that's when I started breaking it down to them about their religion was created, much like the other two. You know, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, those were all created.
Keep the mass populace in check.
It's all a control factor, bro. That's all it is. It's just mass control.
And yeah, so again, that's like I said, what it's really all about. I don't, personally, my own beliefs, I don't put them out there unless somebody directly asks me. But that's all the band name's about. It's about telling people to, hey, quit being an asshole. No, Clank, you cannot tell me about Jehovah. I'm going to skip that. Thanks, bro. Love you.
But anyway, that's what I think. So some people need that, and more power to you. You know, that's what helps keep you in check and keeps you sane. More power to you. But, like Patrick said, keep it to yourself. I don't want to hear it, don't believe it, don't want it, don't need it.
Exactly.
Now, on your songs, when you guys are writing, is there like one main songwriter, or do all y'all kind of come together and write? What's the process like?
We kind of we have a few ways we kind of go about it. Actually, there's no definitive answer to how a toy called song gets made, but like for this first record, when we started putting songs together, I had a bunch of material that I hadn't used with the band. And then the other half of the record, we pretty much wrote as we came together. On all the new stuff, it's generally one of us has a riff, whether it's Tyson or Dustin or myself. And, we'll work it up, or we'll bring it to the garage or whatever, and we'll work it up. Or I'll be sitting at home and I'll carve a couple riffs together on the guitar and I'll bring them in the garage and I'll say, dudes, check this out. And then we just take it from there and it just happens. We don't really contrive or try to sit down deliberately to write music. It just kind of comes out when it comes out.
Right on.
That's really all it's about. Like I said earlier, offline, as long as it has that swerve, man, that's the key to the car for us.
And see, that's what we were talking about prior to going live. That you brought it up about some of my favorite metal of all time is groove metal, because you can play a fast ass riff and put like that 2/4 beat to it, and it just sounds so grinding. Or you can play a really slow beat, but it's got that you want to snap your fucking neck to it. It makes you want to pit hard. It makes you want to go knock somebody's teeth out their head.
Well, I'm looking for the best of both worlds, Bob. I'm trying to make you want to go into the pit and eat the shit out of all your friends, but at the same time, I'm trying to make every ass on every chick in that room shake back and forth at the same time.
Right
and
on.
That's the name of the game. So
Right
I'm kind of blending two things to make our thing, or we're blending two things to make our thing, or whatever. But you know, that's the name of the game. If I got you moving, I fucking got you. You're mine. It's over, and that's what it's about. Oh, that's why all our stuff has that certain kind of itch to it.
Stash wrote in there, is it wrong that even Mozart makes me want to knock someone's chiclets out? Right. Dude, the fuck on, man.
Stash is all about knocking chiclets out. He will hurt a bitch, like right now. But I gotta say, Stash is a hell of a cook, so...
Oh, right on.
Credit where it's due. Kudos to the Sir Breakfast Cook.
That is awesome.
But no, seriously, yeah, man, it's just gotta have that thing, and whether we kind of want it to or not, by the time we're done with the song, it has that anyway. It's almost there automatically. It's kind of like adding chemicals, and you just put certain chemicals together, and boom, look! You got shit. I don't know, man. I can't really... It just happens with us. It's not... Like I said, it can't be forced or contrived. It just happens.
I don't know. Whenever, you know, I wrote a song, or some of my friends wrote a song, sometimes I see them struggling, forcing to try to write it a certain way. I want it to sound like this. Man, why don't you just, you know, put it down for a minute, let it simmer, and then come back and just let it flow, and they get pissed, or, you know, same with me, and I just had to drop it for a while. It's a lot better whenever a song flows like that, because if you force it, it's going to come out sounding shitty.
Dude, it's gonna...
It's lacking something, you know, it's always lacking presence.
Yeah, totally. It just kind of... it does. It actually sounds like it's forced. Like, it sounds like an extremely white guy trying to play the blues. Right? You know exactly what I'm talking about.
You just about got me, bro.
No, seriously, it's like it loses something in the translation when it's forced. If it's flowing, man, it's just flowing, and it's always gonna flow. For me, I'm trying to always hit that spot where I'm not even in my body anymore when I'm playing, right? Where it's totally on cruise control, and I'm just feeling the whole groove of the whole motherfucking machine. That's for me the spot to be.
Now, what's the response been to you guys live? Y'all get some pretty gnarly pits happening. Y'all get a pretty good turnout. You have a good fan base.
You know, just like with anything, there's some shows that hit epically, and every once in a while you play to, you know, fewer people, whatever. The response, everybody that has ever talked to us about it has had nothing but good things to say. It's like I said, once we see you moving, we know we got you. And everybody, it seems, turns around and immediately faces front when we start. So I guess they're digging it. No one has said anything bad, like, ever. It's pretty fucking weird. Seriously, I'm kind of shocked by it. I figured by now someone would have said I sucked. But really, no. It's weird, the response we've got. And we're, like I said, super thankful for all the positive feedback we do get. We fucking love the fan support. And we can't thank our friends and fans enough.
Right on. Tell you what, let's go ahead and pop up a few tunes, man.
Let's do that shit.
We'll give these guys some Toy Called God eargasms. I got everything reloaded. I've got, let's see, we're going to play Self-Destructive, As I Walk This Road, Soil Dream, and Bulldozer. And then we'll come back.
Sounds great. That's a crushing start, man.
Right on. So, all right, people out there in listener land, metalheads, guys, girls, everything in between. Here it comes. In your fucking ear. Okay. Yay, there we are. Yep. One of the great glitches that we know is Brutiful Metal Radio, Bullshit with Bob show, always likes to have. Here we are. We are back. And we are live with Patrick from Toy Called God. Now, we were talking during the break. One of your fans, or super fans, Sandy, brought up that you guys have a video that's getting a lot of views.
So yeah, about 2 weeks ago, we dropped our video for the song "Only One Menace."
Mm-hmm.
And in about that 2 weeks, it's got 2,500 plus plays. We're blown away by that support. It's amazing.
Wow! Congratulations on that, man.
Yeah, it's huge, and it's totally helping us gain more fans and jump up, as far as being known or whatever. The response has been super incredible and positive. We thank everyone for checking it out, and hope you guys keep listening to it and passing it along. Because if we're gonna explode, we need your help.
That's what it's about, man. Support, support, support. And
so yeah, the video has been amazing. We can't say enough about the response. And again, thanks to all the fans that are out there watching it and sharing it. Please keep it up. Oh, she's in the chat. Hi, Sandy.
Which one is she?
She's
Boo Boo Boo.
Booby Boo. Yeah, Boo Boo Boo.
She said, how'd I get the name? I don't know. Whoever created the website, I guess he took a lot of acid back in the day and just loved some really weird friggin' names. And the funniest one I've seen, I don't know if you get into Star Wars and all that kind of stuff, Patrick, but
love Star Wars.
I do too, man. And the funniest one the name I've ever seen, you're going to love this, was Wookie Lips.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that one in XAT chat. Yeah, that's a good one.
Wookie Lips. That's like episode 69 of Star Wars porno.
Right?
I think that's one I would miss, dude.
Awesome.
I don't want no Wookie Lips coming my way.
No kidding, right? It's just scary. No.
Now, what's the scene like up in Northern California? It's pretty good?
Well, so the Bay Area, this is the home of the thrash, dude.
Right.
You go out to shows here, man, and you bump into guys from like Exodus and Testament, and it's crazy here, man. We're totally fucking spoiled. The other side of that coin, though, is everybody comes here, and there's a fucking ton of bands. There's a ton of great musicians for sure. Just like any scene, it's super competitive. Just like we were saying earlier. But there's a lot of dudes out there right now that are doing their thing, and mass respect to all those guys. I hope more of them, find themselves adopting the one scene, one fight mentality. But the scene itself, yeah, there's bands out there doing it, man. And then just north of here, up in Sacramento, that scene is fucking exploding, dude. Sacramento is super hot right now.
I know I spoke with Tony DeLisio from Mechanism. He's out of Washington.
Oh, right on.
And he says the scene up in that area is fucking just outstanding. Even down into Oregon a little bit, Northern Oregon. So it seems like you guys over there, really have it going on. I mean, they still have a pretty good scene in the Southern California area, LA, of course.
Right.
And the surrounding area, but it's good to know that the Northwest up there is hopping like that as well.
Oh, yeah, no, there's plenty of dudes out here trying to do it. The hard thing, is there's only so many venues, and so everybody's trying to squeeze in shows, and so the only knock is everybody's fighting for the same metal fans for every show. But other than that, really, if you're out there doing what you're doing and you're handling your business, man, the scene's there. You just it's what you make it. If you want to be successful, you got to approach it successfully, and that's with a no-fail mentality.
Right. Now, tell me, what was one of your most memorable shows to date?
Oh my gosh. If I had to pick the most, well, there have been a few, man, that I could talk about. When we dropped the album, that was with Kill Devil Hill. That show was freaking awesome.
That's an awesome band, too, by the way,
Oh, love those guys, man. Rex and those guys, they're totally awesome. Love Dewey, love Mark. Mass hails to those guys. Kill Devil Hill's badass, dude. Prong, we played for Prong. That was cool. Opened for them. It was huge. But I would have to say, man, if I really kick back and think about it, my favorite show to actually play was the Cache Valley Music Festival in Logan, Utah last summer. The response we got after that show was absolutely astounding. Love all of our friends in Salt Lake and Logan and Ogden. It was truly humbling. When we finished, they all stuck around and waited for us to come off stage and waited for us to totally sign. And it was really humbling and amazing.
Now, have you guys played Vegas by chance yet?
Not yet. Vegas, we want to do Vegas. We want to do Vegas. We really loved playing Reno. Shit in Nevada is kicking, man. The Reno scene is exploding too. And they got a bunch of great clubs up there. And that's another audience that truly just totally dug it. And we really want to get back to Reno as soon as we can. Whenever
you guys get ready to go out and y'all are maybe down toward Reno or something like that, let me know. And if y'all want to head into Vegas, I got a few names I could drop to you. Because the wife is from Vegas, and after Katrina, we moved out there for 3 years.
Oh, right.
And, yeah, got a lot of contacts out that area, bands, as well as booking. So, if you guys want to play some Vegas shows, maybe probably get you into the Cheyenne Saloon.
Beautiful. Bob, I'm happy to make contacts with everybody you want to pitch my way, brother.
I mean,
straight up. That's how the game works, man.
Right on.
It's all about networking.
We'll put him in touch with Fig. Fig will dig that shit. Who in the band would be considered like the prankster, or all of you guys like jokesters?
Oh man, our practices are just like laughgasms, dude. We're all kind of funsters in our own way. I guess to me personally, the funniest one of us all is our bass player, Dustin. Mm-hmm. That dude just makes me piss my pants laughing. He's fucking hysterical. But really, from the time we start playing, if there's any break in between the songs, we're joking about something, doing some kind of stupid impersonation of a movie, clowning each other, clowning people, whatever, dude. It's just a great big, seriously, all we're about is having fun, being stupid. Half the time, half of our shit, get to the chopper, and all that. It's like retarded in our garage.
Get you ass to Mars. Oh, that's the one we always used to fucking say, man, to practice, Somebody'd fuck up, be like, get you ass to Mars.
Yeah. Get your ass to Mars. Dude, the funny thing about Dustin, though, is his fucking Schwarzenegger impersonation is crazy spot on. It is fucking stupid good. Like, he will make you cry laughing with that shit. Seriously, it's ridiculous.
Now, let's see. I'm about to ask you some of the crazy questions.
Bring them.
Growing up, what was your favorite cartoon character?
Oh, that's fucking crazy. All right, my favorite cartoon character growing up, Ren Hoek. From Ren and Stimpy.
Right on.
Man. That shit just makes me die laughing. When he's eating into that soap bar in the Space Madness episode, and he's just gnashing his teeth into that thing. Oh my god, it's hysterical.
Space Madness rules.
Oh, my favorite was always Bugs Bunny. I was a Looney Tunes fan. Yeah, I was a kid of the late 70s, early 80s, and I love Bugs Bunny, and the reason why is because he is such an ass. He is a dick to everybody, and he never gets his, he fucks you up, and he's chewing on his, on his carrot, and he'd be like, yeah, what's up, Doc? What you gonna do about it? I always thought that was cool. Him and the Roadrunner, I like both of those.
I love the rabbit, dude. The rabbit is fucking amazing. And the thing about Bugs Bunny cartoons, or any of those old Looney Tunes, man, is they weren't exactly written for kids. Like, some of the stuff in there is pretty deep shit if you're paying attention.
Yeah.
My favorite personal Warner Brothers, and really, like anyone who really knows me would tell you this is the one I should have said, is Marvin the Martian.
Right on.
That's my motherfucker, man. The 38 Space Modulator is my shit. I fucking love that guy. And he's all walking up on you, and he's pissed off, and he's all like, you make me so angry. That shit kills me, dude. I love The Martian. Yeah, that's probably my favorite Warner Brothers, but all those cartoons, man, that's a huge part of who I am, too. I'm just a silly bastard anyway, so yeah, I'm still watching Looney Tunes.
Oh, dude. I watch cartoons still whenever I can. I mean, I so miss Saturday morning cartoons.
Dude, and right?
I went to the Army. I joined the Army in '96, and I served for 5 years. Came home in 2001, and when I left, they still had Saturday morning cartoons. When I came home, it was like I got up Saturday. It was like I got home on a Friday late, and I got up Saturday morning on purpose. I was going to get me a bowl of cereal, you know, see what's happening on TV nowadays. And lo and behold, no cartoons. I'm like, you know, what the hell is this? Oh, well, we got Boomerang, we got, you know, Nickelodeon, all that shit now. They play them all the time. You don't have to have Saturday morning cartoons. I'm like, oh, heresy. That is fucking blasphemy. You know, that was the shit back in the day, man. Get up and you watch like, Thundar the Barbarian and the Smurfs and, you know, all that shit. That is just un-American taking that shit off air.
Hell yeah, there's something deeply criminal and fucking wrong about that.
This is America, damn it.
That's right. Here's America.
This here's America.
Goddamn right. I'll tell you what, goddamn it. You goddamn boys better quit whacking in that shed, too. This here's God's country, I'll tell you. Seriously. I sell cocaine and cocaine accessories. Seriously, yeah, cartoons are a huge part of who I am. I watch them all to this day. Like, my favorite shit right now is probably Robot Chicken or Squidbillies.
Squidbillies is off the fucking hook, dude.
Dude,
the grandma
is fucking awesome.
Oh, that grandma kills me.
Don't mess with the tram!
I've really gotten, I'm sure, you know, as any metalhead does, pardon me, Metalocalypse.
Oh my god, dude, I love that show.
Who's your favorite character on Metalocalypse?
Oh, it's the Gene Hoglan one, dude. You know?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that show in a hell of a long time, but I love the show. But funny story, I've run into Gene probably like 5 times in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Ridiculous. Well, at NAMM and then at the Testament show last week or whatever.
Oh, right on. We were supposed to go and have breakfast with him. One of my friends, he plays an Avenger of Blood. And he's Vegas-based, thrash band. They were playing a show at the Whiskey, and we was like, fuck, you know, ain't that far. I always wanted to go, so we drove down there to go check them out. They were opening up for Mastery, and great show. And we were leaving out, and the drummer Shannon was going to ride with us, and the rest of the band was going to go and cruise, and we were supposed to meet at Denny's in Hollywood. Right. Okay? Well, there's 2 Denny's, I guess, because we went to the wrong one. Yeah, so we got fucked out of meeting, you know, Gene Hoglan, so it sucked.
Dude, I really, totally, I've run into him like so many times in the last 2 weeks, it's ridiculous.
You know,
you just kind of, once you've been in the Bay for so long, like when you see those guys, it's just like, hey, what's up, bro? And then you just keep walking, because it's just so regular.
Right.
And, you know, I'm kind of in the same spot they are now, where it's more like, they're just associates now. They're not like, I've kind of lost the star shine. There's a few guys out there that make me shit my pants, but they're fewer and far between.
You know, one day, the same guy, he used to, I think he still does, at this time, he was co-running the Heathen Crusade Festival, and I want to say it was like somewhere up around, I'm not sure, Minneapolis, South Dakota, somewhere up there. And he was flying in and asked if we could go pick him up from the airport. And of course, this is Vegas Airport. So we cruise up there, you know. We're waiting in baggage. And who the fuck walks by but, you know, Vinnie Paul.
Right.
And I see him and I'm kind of skittish to go up there and say, hey, bro, what's happening? Shake his hand, you know, because what went down with Dime, I don't know if he wants to freak out. I have PTSD, so I understand how it is. And something like that's going to be pretty damn traumatic, you know.
For sure.
So I gave him a space, just kind of, you know, head nodded. Buffy comes flying behind me with her hand straight out, like, pew, you know, shook his hand, and yeah, then he walked out. But you see people like that in Vegas, you know, in the airport. Like we seen Bruce Valanche one time. You know, whoop-de-doo, right?
The Bruce Valanche is hysterical, though.
Is what?
It's hysterical. I mean, you know, for being a total weirdo.
Yeah. I went and picked my kid up. She flew in to come and spend a week with us down there. And we saw Bruce Valanche standing at the by the doorway, you know, where the cabs were. We're walking out, and my kid looks over at him and looks at me and goes, ugh, you know, gave me that face. I'm like, You don't know who that is? She said, no. I said, watch when we get home. We got to the house. I had Buffy pull it up on the computer. And she goes, wow, that is that guy. I'm like, yeah. So you got to be watching out who you go, ugh, to, you know?
Totally, right? Because you never know who you're going to bump into, man.
Exactly.
I was coming up the steps at NAMM, trying to turn a corner real fast, and I fucking about ran Sid Frankowski, who's the Dr. Satan from the Rob Zombie movies. I about ran that poor motherfucker over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you never know who you're going to bump into out there in the world, so you just got to be cool.
Well, I guess we'll take a few questions from the chat room and see what people have to ask out there.
Absolutely. Throw them up there, people. Let's hear what you got to say.
Don't be scared. Throw them out.
Before I die of this cough.
Yeah, right.
Slow typers in the chat tonight. Till God runs down Dr. Satan. Yeah, that'd be bad.
Oh, here we go, Vixen, with her question.
Actually, boxer briefs, Vix.
Well, there you go, boxer briefs. You gotta let the boys, hang free sometimes, I'm just putting that out there.
I like the best of both. I like the fit of the boxers, but the comfort and hold of the briefs. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, boxer briefs, it's the way.
I have to agree with it. That's the way I go, too. Prestonography, whatever that is, says, when you getting out to Indy?
As soon as fucking possible, my brother. We really, really, truly want to go everywhere we can, including Indy or anywhere else. We want to fucking see you all as soon as we can. Stash, who's your ultimate headliner, opener, co-show bands? To be honest, we're happy to play in front of anybody or with anybody that wants to jam with us. If I had a dream show, my God, I don't even know who I would put on it. But you can bet your ass it'd be someone who would draw. But seriously, we've been so fortunate to play with the bands that we have, like Kill Devil Hill or Sacred Reich or Prong. And then, all of our local homeboys that we play with, Clank Devil, Pushing the Sun, all of them. We love all of our friends, and we're truly blessed to be able to share stage with such amazing people and musicians. For us, every show we play, every time someone listens, every time somebody watches a video, it's truly, truly, truly humbling and truly a dream come true. We're so blessed, we can't even put it in words. Seriously.
Right on, brother.
BFA.
Oh, got a Hoosier. Now, I'll bring this up before we get too many more questions up in there. You were talking about, you're a football fan.
Love it.
And you're a Steeler, correct?
Huge Steelers fan.
Right on. I was a fan back in the day with the Iron Curtain, The
Steel Curtain?
Yeah, that's it, Steel Curtain. Back in the way back day.
Right.
Now, I like Terry Bradshaw.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's a Louisiana boy, so.
Of course. Good old boy from Shreveport.
But myself, I'm a Who Dat fan. Love my Saints. I still got my paper bag put up back when they were Aints, and I've got it ready if I ever need to put it on again. So, but black and gold forever. Now, do you follow college ball?
Some college ball for sure, and I'm definitely down with anyone wearing black and gold. Straight up. College ball. Right now, I'm kind of disgusted because all the great teams are in the SEC. That's where all the kids are going. I root for the Pennsylvania teams because that's where I'm personally from. I'm a big Pitt fan, even though they're fucking terrible. They're fucking awful, dude. It hurts to watch that shit.
Well, what you think about what happened at Penn State, man?
I think that there's a lot of blame to go around, and I think that for sure there has to be accountability for what happened. That's a very, very serious issue. I feel bad that, all of those victims got hurt. I feel bad that Joe Paterno had his career end that way because he was truly, truly an amazing coach. It was sad to watch him fold up at the end and die because of it. Because, I mean, his heart was broken, dude.
That's what did it. That was his life.
Yeah, so I feel bad, but he, again, should have probably done more. That's real.
Well, one thing you need to take a look at, though, I ain't saying this an excuse or a reason, but back from when, he was old, and
for sure.
Back from the day when he came up, he may have thought he did enough, going to the people above him. But,
right, sure.
If things would have been done or handled early on, it wouldn't have exploded the way it did. But I really think it sucks the way that they should have let him resign or retire, or something.
Yeah, that whole scene was just a mess, and then the media coverage didn't make it any better.
No,
I totally agree with the public outrage over the issue.
I do too.
But at the same time, there are much better ways of handling a lot of these stories that are in the media, whether it's the Penn State story, a shooting at the theater story, the Newtown story, any of it.
They sensationalize it, man. They make it bigger than what it is so they can get their ratings. It's all about money.
That, and then, they cover it a certain way so that politicians get the certain spin they want to push whatever agenda they're trying to sell.
Yeah.
The gun control issue right now is a hotbed topic for that.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of worrying about gun control, what the motherfuckers really need to worry about is better mental health care. How about fucking that?
Yep.
It's all about sensationalized media, and I think in the case of Joe Paterno, that is what truly killed the guy. The broken heart from what happened with the media and the fans.
I just think it really sucks because the man did have a legacy there, And
totally. I mean, the guy was probably one of the greatest coaches ever. And unfortunately, that whole history is going to be wiped out by the memory of that instance or series of incidents.
Alrighty.
Okay. Let's lighten this up a little, Bob.
Yeah, let's light it up some. I just want to bring that up. Now, myself, I'm an LSU Tiger fan. I love my Tigers. And sorry to say I love the SEC. But
I can't blame you. You got the team. You may as well roll it, right?
Yep.
Nick Saban can go get fucked. I'm just throwing that out there.
And I agree. And check this out. Like I told you, we recently moved back here to Louisiana. We were living in Alabama. And every Saturday, I wore my number 7 jersey. Every day I wore my LSU hat. And, I would get stared at. They love Alabama down there.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Oh, they love Alabama. Do. That's all they have. They only know They only know 2 words, bro. They got the most rudest fans of all fans. They know 2 words. Roll Tide. Hey, man, how you doing? Roll Tide. Alrighty then. They teach that shit to their kids. Oh, man. Oh.
But by supporting Nick Saban, here's also what you're supporting. You're also saying it's okay to fuck a whole city, i.e. Miami. It's okay to walk out on your commitments. It's okay to lie, to bend the rules to whatever suits you. And greed is also approved. And that is all. All of it is fucked. Fuck that guy. Seriously. There's a guy that needs a fucking board stuck up his ass.
Yep. I couldn't agree. We still consider him in Baton Rouge to be a traitor.
Oh, how could you not?
But he was a great coach while he was here.
Credit where it's due. He's an amazing football coach, but he's a fucking dirtbag as a person.
He is. I met his wife. When I first got back from the Army, I was working for a cable company out here. And got a call. And on the south end of Highland Road is where all the fancy houses and all these motherfuckers are, Got a call out there, and their cable line was broke. And the cable line, where I had to run it from, it was really thick cable. It was about big as around your thumb. Long drop.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, and she was out there just bitching and bitching. Her cable line had went across a gravel driveway, and someone pulled a bush hog across it and tore it up. And so I'm out there trying to fix it. And she's bitching the whole time. They didn't dig it deep enough. They didn't put it down deep enough. So I had to dig a 3-foot or 3.5-foot trench across this road, drop the new line down in it, and run it on up. But the cool thing at the end, I hooked her cable back up, and she was telling me, oh, it looks better than it ever has, and all this, horse shit. But I had a cable splinter stuck in my finger, and she dug it out and bought pizza. And I had a couple other guys come over to help me because it was a really long drop and a lot of work. And she bought pizza for us, and I thought that was really cool.
Hey, man, that's always the best, right?
But the way she was in the beginning, I can see why Saban's the way he is. But yeah, fuck Nick Saban.
Seriously, that guy can go fucking fuck up a tree.
And fuck Bama.
Well, I'm not going to say fuck Bama. We love fans from everywhere.
Well, I'm saying fuck Bama football. How about that?
Okay, I'm with you there.
Now, I will tell you, most of the people in Bama are cool. Very nice area. We hated leaving just because everybody was friendly out there. You get that real Southern hospitality there. Ever since Katrina, it's kind of changed here in Louisiana. We still have a lot of pretty cool, nice people, but they're kind of suspicious. Ever since Katrina, everybody's just kind of suspicious.
Could you experience that and not be?
That's true.
I mean, seriously, that was probably one of America's hugest disasters.
Mm-hmm.
Honest, everybody down there got fucked off by the government. I wouldn't trust anyone either.
We went down there a year after. We had moved right after Katrina from here to Vegas. Came back a year later. My brother was getting married and everything, and we went down there to New Orleans to check it out. And they really hadn't cleaned anything up. I mean, the streets were cleared. They had bulldozers and pushed everything underneath the interstates. I mean, it was just piled up to the bottom of the interstates. It sucked. But now, I mean, it's really bounced back. People, thankfully, have put a lot of time and effort. With the Superdome, the Super Bowl. We're supposed to have the largest Mardi Gras this weekend coming. So it's pretty cool. It's bounced back finally. They still have areas they need to bulldoze, but it ain't gonna happen overnight.
Well, my number one concern, though, seriously, is that the people down there in control learned from their fucking mistakes, man.
Yep.
That and that they make sure that those pump systems don't fucking fail. I mean, those are the two biggest things. There are so many lessons to be learned from that event. If you don't learn from it, you're fucking stupid.
And I agree with you. And I think they have. They reinforced all the levees, because the problem that happened, it wasn't that the storm did it. It was a storm surge in Lake Pontchartrain. The storm had actually passed, but the water was coming up too high, and one of the levees on the 17th Street Canal, the water went over the top of it. And they didn't dig the pylons deep enough, because a couple hundred years ago, the levees were all the farmers' responsibilities in the area, and all they would do is push brush up next to it, and then cover it with dirt. Well, that shit rots, and over time just gets mushy, and they put more stuff on top of it, and it sinks. And that's kind of what happened. They put the pylons down, but they didn't go deep enough. When the water came over the top, it washed out the back side and just pushed the wall over, and then flooded the city. So they went deeper on those, and so we'll see the next time one hits, I guess. But,
right? You're never really going to know until it happens.
But the evacuation plans are set up. I mean, they've used it since, and it's worked. So,
well, here's hoping the people down there, like you said, they've improved things, and that part is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But clearly, from what's going on still in New York, New Jersey, there's still big problems with the system.
Yeah, and I just think they were unprepared for that. They never really ever get hit with storms. Not hurricanes. Right. They usually, by the time they get up that way, they're going way east by that time, out to open ocean. So you know, I guess it was just the one that got through. You know, hopefully they'll do something about it. You know, they know the problem areas, and they go back through and build it. You know, put up storm walls and dikes and what have you, and hopefully it'll save them next time.
Here's hoping. And, you know, you got to feel for all those people that are still suffering from it.
Yes. Yes, indeed. And why something hasn't been done by now. It's taking longer for them to get anything done than it did in New Orleans. Because, I mean,
is crazy.
FEMA trailers were down here in no time. They had FEMA camps where people would go and live, you know, and they were set up in no time. But, yeah, I agree, Keith. That place should have been rebuilt by now. Anyway, let's go on to some happy shit. What kind of stuff do you do in your spare time, man? What kind of hobbies do you have?
I play guitar, bro. Really, I like to do rappelling. I like to do hikes. Like to ride the skateboard, do some rollerblading. But really, man, my whole shit, really, truly, is music, dude.
Right on.
Every free moment I have, if I'm not marketing Toy Called God, I'm working on something else related to it. It's consumed me entirely.
Awesome.
Other than that, spending time with my friends and homies and the people that are close to me, just like everybody else. As I get on it, you know, the things that become important to you more are the people that are around you and the people that you love. It's not necessarily what you're doing, but who you're doing it with, man.
I agree with you. Stash says you take your turtle skydiving.
I have a turtle. He's a slider, and he's in a 40-gallon tank, and his name's Chuck Baller. He's kind of the unofficial mascot of the band.
Oh, right on.
Chuck rages out to Toy Called God on the regular. There it is. Sandy just put in there, Chuck Baller. But yeah, just all the, you know, for me, again, it's really all about, I would rather do whatever it is with the people that are close to me, and that's what really matters at this point.
Now, if you could play one stage on the whole world, on the whole planet, where would that stage be?
Oh man, one stage on the whole planet, huh?
Yeah, if you had a chance to play one show, any stage on the planet, where would that show be?
Wow, that's a tough call, man. Because there are some amazing places to play. That really, I don't even know where to start to answer that, because I mean, I can think of 1,000 of them right now. But I'll just go with any major sports stadium would be cool. Wembley, Yankee Stadium, Heinz Field. Heinz Field would be epically special for me. So Heinz Field.
Right on.
You know, that to me is sacred ground since Three Rivers is gone. And, you know, as much as I would love to play Three Rivers, fuckers in Pittsburgh blew it up.
Haha, Super Bowl halftime.
Only if it's in Pittsburgh, Eric.
Yeah, not here in New Orleans, you know. We turn the lights out on you.
That's right.
I'm telling you, man, that was like Sean Payton behind the scenes, dude. He was like, fuck you, Goodell, here you go. Fuck you and your bounty.
No, really, seriously, it's totally about what I said, man. I'm happy to play anywhere that wants to have us play. I don't care if it's 1 million people or 15 people or one person.
Right on.
The fact that anyone wants to hear it at all is humbling and amazing. And for anyone to want to hear it, how could you not want to play for them, whomever, wherever they are?
My buddy Keith in here says, I'll be damned, not Vakken.
Vakken is cool. The whole Vakken thing is, you know, epic for sure. But for me, personally, really, any stage, anywhere, that's all it's about for me, is actually just playing. Like I said, Vakken is awesome. All my favorite places here in the States are amazing, of course, but For me, it's any stage, anywhere, man. It doesn't. It's not about it's not about the where. It's about the who. It's always about who you're with, not where you're at or what you're doing.
Right on. Okay, any of you out there still have any questions?
Bring them. Bring the questions, suckers.
Yeah, that's right. Do that shit.
Hit me with a drive-by. Air this bitch out. Come on. But really, we ask, can you talk sports and politics? That's funny. It just kind of led down that road. Yes, we will be playing in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, May 4th. That's the going home for my birthday show. Super jacked about that, really. I can't even express how amazing that show is going to be. Playing on the show with us that night, the Wire Roots, Tore Down, Trip Shot, and Ill Willis. And those guys in all those bands are friends I've had since I was, just small, man. Just starting, 13, 14 years old.
Right on.
They're all my homeboys. That show's probably going to sell out. Can't wait for that to happen. It's truly going to be a humbling experience. And like I said, I haven't played there for freaking ever, man. Yeah, it's going to be an amazing show. May 4th, Ambridge, Pennsylvania, the venue at Harmony Ridge. Tickets are going to be available soon. I'm not sure if they're doing pre-sales or not, but I definitely know it's all ages and that you can get in for $7. It's super cheap.
Right on.
Influences. Personal influences, guitar-wise, I would say probably Hammett Mustaine, Dave Gilmour from Pink Floyd.
Oh, yes.
And then those are probably the big three famous ones in time. Aside from that, my real influences are the dudes I came up playing with, man, because those are the dudes that were in the fight with me trying to learn everything, and we were always showing everybody everything. So, yeah, totally, those guys. Ray Morrow, Joe Palumbi, Egidio Faella, Damon and Chris Malagies, all my friends, John Rizzo, all my friends that I played with coming up, dude. We learned a lot trying to figure out all that shit from cassettes and discs and everything. Those are the cats that influenced me most, and those are the ones that put the fuel in the tank. His influence, yeah, not even Liberace, NWA, or Kenny G, but that's hella funny. What's in my CD player? Stuff in my CD player right now is, I'm not even gonna lie. There's a toy called God Disc in there. But bands from here in the Bay Area, I play nothing but local stuff in my car. So there's Cultural Warfare. They're awesome. If you haven't heard of Cultural Warfare, go check them out. Deadbolt. If you haven't heard of Deadbolt, go check Deadbolt out. If you haven't heard of Skinner, go check them out. If you haven't heard of Clank, go check them out. That's the stuff that's in my car right now.
Yeah, that's funny.
I gotta scroll back.
I'm sure D will find Deadbolt and Skinner.
Song was a Day Worth Dying For. It's the song called 357. A Day Worth Dying For is from Alabama. They're fucking badassery. Check them out.
Worth Dying For. They're from Hartford, I believe.
I think they're. I'm not really sure.
Hartford,
I know somewhere
Alabama.
around Birmingham that they're from. The Day Worth Dying For. They're fucking awesome. Love that band. Truly, those are my brothers from Southern Mothers.
Y'all heard that, right?
Truly cool dudes. Love them.
Right on.
What else you guys got for me? Come on, keep them coming. I caught up.
I wish these musicians would ask them questions so listeners might learn. Okay. How about, what are some of your favorite scales to play? What do you guys tune to?
We tune DAD, GBE, so a drop D tuning.
Right on.
Scale-wise, I use probably 2 scales, man. I use like the pentatonic blues scale, and I use it ridiculously and obscenely. And then occasionally I'll bust off like a Dorian or something.
Right on.
It's rare. Maybe the occasional Lydian or something, but seriously, I live in fucking pentatonic blues world, man. Favorite food is simple. That's a filet mignon and a baked potato.
Oh, hell yes. I'll tell you a story about a filet, man. The wife and I had first moved to Vegas. I'd never had a filet mignon at this point. And we first moved to Vegas, and we get this thing from Caesar's Palace. It was like a free meal for two for lunch. You know, we're like, fuck yeah, let's go, you know. And it was like a $50 limit. So we get in there. I ordered a filet mignon. I think it was a 12-ounce. And baked potato. They had fresh, you know, salad there. They grow all their shit there at the casino. And she had got a chicken citron. It was like $35. The most expensive thing we got were Cokes, man. The sodas were like, I don't know, 8-ounce maybe, and they were $2. And that's like 2 shots. You know, boom, boom, you're done.
Right.
But she was telling me, you know, filet mignon is so great. And I was like, yeah, dead cow all tastes the same, you know. Well, yeah, she showed me on that one. I was wrong. Filet mignon is the best.
Dude, it is a fucking orgasm for your face.
It's a mouthgasm for sure.
Right? And magically awesome. Favorite band is Toy Called God, Preston. Come on, man. If we're not talking about Toy Called God, my favorite band right now, like at this second, fucking Clank, dude. Really, I've got a big fucking boner for the Clank band. Let me scroll back.
Yeah, gotta do the same
if
thing.
I choose, would I use my fire plant to kill a zombie or throw my drummer? I would use the fire plant, dude. I would use the points at the end and stab that fucker dead. Who writes our songs? Our songs are a combination of all of us. Sometimes I'll bring a whole song to the table and show it to the guys, and they'll go, yeah, that's awesome. Or sometimes we'll pitch it all together. Wow, that's pitch it all together and just see how it comes out. What kind of strings I use? 10 gauge, knucklehead strings, knuckleheadstrings.com. Check them out. Pickups, I use Homewrecker custom wound pickups, homewreckerpickups.com. Check them out. Let's see, what else do we got there? I'm just trying to keep up with these guys. Bob. Coke is always expensive. Why change from bass to lead guitar? So I totally can guess who asked that. I played bass in a classic rock band when I was like 19 or 20 years old, but originally my whole trip was about the guitar, and so it really wasn't switching from bass to guitar. It was more about switching back to guitar from bass. I learned a lot from the guys I played with then. That was a band called Mr. Pitiful. They were more of a classic rock thing. But yeah, that was a huge part of my coming up, playing with the Pitiful band. Truly, truly awesome. But yeah, for me, it wasn't about switching from bass to guitar, more about switching back to guitar.
So what kind of guitar is it that you play? Keith says it almost like an old BC Rich, but the headstock is different.
Right. So the type of guitar, it's called a fire plant, and you can check that out at fireplantguitars.com. They're going to be dropping a Toy Called God Signature Series guitar sometime here soon. But it's the Fireplant FP1, and it's a small California-based company. They've been super amazing to me. I love the way they play. They sound fucking crushing. That's what I used on the album. So when you hear the album, that's what I'm playing. It's a badass fucking guitar, man. Straight up. And they'll make anything you want. 6-string, 7-string, any pickup combination. You can have your fucking name on the damn thing if you want. And you can generally get a fire plant for under $600. It's like the ultimate working man's guitar, man.
Right on.
Fucking killer. Love it. They look fucking sick. Let's see. I'm endorsed by Fireplant Guitars, Homewrecker Pickups, Knucklehead Strings, Steve Clayton Guitar Picks, and our bass player is about to be, but we're about to announce that he's with Warwick Basses now, so it's freaking amazing. Clank, I love you too, man. You're fucking awesome.
See, what kind of stacks do you use? Preston's asking that one.
Stacks. I use nothing but Mesa Boogie. I have two 100-watt heads, and I use a 2x12 box for each head. Depending on the size of the club, I'll either use one of them or two of them. If it's a smaller place, you only really need one because a mace is kind of overkill anyway. I didn't sneeze, and
no, that was Buffy. She sneezed.
Oh, and I don't know. Did we catch up? Did I answer them all?
Yeah, I think we're all the way up now.
They're quick, dude. I'm stepping and fetching for a second.
Yeah, that was like 20 questions and, yeah, 10 seconds. Go.
How could? Because I don't know why I have such a good memory. I guess I'm just fortunate, good DNA. Very lucky. I didn't smoke enough weed yet. I don't know.
That's always a problem, right?
It's really thing. It's weird. I just see things and remember them. I was tested small, and they put me in the fucking Brainiac classes or whatever. But for sure, absolutely, just blessed with it. I don't know. I remember more dumb shit about dumb shit than anybody I know.
Oh wow, what's happening, Tony? I didn't see you sneak in here.
First guitar I ever played was wow. Let me think about that for a second. Oh, the first one probably my mom bought me. It was a Harmony semi-hollow body. It was an electric, and it looked like all Chuck Berry the fuck out with F-holes and I'm puffing the green flake. The thing was crazy. It was Chuck Berry looking. I had this shitty ass little Gorilla amp with it. It was fucking terrible, wretched shit, dude. But you know how it is. The first one is always like a 2x4 with strings and a fucking cardboard amp. So yeah, the first real guitar I bought was a Jackson King V Pro Standard, and it was awesome.
That's funny. They keep hearing a lighter. This is what you keep hearing.
Well, it's either yours or mine. So
one of them. Yeah, they asked some about who's puffing the green. Yeah, Outcast, I could only make you a mod. I couldn't make you an owner. Thank you, Vix. Bum-ba-da. Puff, puff, pass.
Gorilla did have the distortion, but it was the most wretched sounding fucking distortion ever. There was like nothing in that gain, and it was solid state crap. And I was thankful to have it. I was all of 13 or something. And then, as you grow and you get older, you kind of upgrade shit as you go. And now, I got a fucking collection of 15 or 20 guitars around here and a fucking enough amplifiers to bomb fucking the city of San Francisco with.
Oh, yeah. They're having them a good time tonight up in the chat room.
Good. This is right. Exactly, Stash. That's the real question. Who isn't smoking the green?
That's right.
Currently, what I do for a living, I do two things. I do Toy Called God, and I do some occasional digital artwork on the side.
Oh, right on.
There to pay for shit like, records. Or videos. But really, I'm probably, very fortunate and blessed to be in a position where I'm able to do that and focus on.
Now, well, where can we find your artwork at? Do you have it posted online anywhere?
As far as artwork, I do stuff for retail companies like the Men's Warehouse, Walmart.com, The Gap, BananaRepublic.com, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. It's more commercial.
Yeah, for sure. It's
right
all commercial applications. If you go to their websites and look at their product images, there's a possibility that I touched it.
Right on.
Yeah. Thanks, Clank, for the love on the tone, bro. I've been working on dialing that shit in forever. It's all Mesa, baby. Mesa in the house.
Yeah, Outcast. I'm not sure if Nick's coming on tonight or not. Is he?
I don't know. I didn't get the message in back.
I don't know if he's coming on tonight or not, Cast. Oh, Sandy says that you also help people with their logos on Facebook.
Oh, for sure. Like, if any of my friends, hit me up or whatever, need a poster or whatever, if I can help someone out, dude, I always try to help my friends out, simply because it's about paying it forward, man. Like I said earlier, super blessed by all our supporting friends and fans, and it's all about one scene, one fight. If I can help someone along the way, I'm going to try to help them. That's just who I am, dude. You know, for instance, I'll help with a logo. I'll promote whatever I can to help someone. If they, you know, sometimes they don't even have to ask. Like I said, I'm blessed and lucky and very fortunate to be supported by so many great people, so I'm always trying to help somebody else.
That's funny. Dirty South put up there, do restraining orders count as a Valentine's Day card? No, brother, that's the way they're just, they telling you they really love you and want to see you. Go give her a big hug. Oh, I just had to on that one. That's fucking hilarious.
Sure. About what state are you in when you ask that question? Because in some states, maybe.
That's true. Backwoods Mississippi could be like that. I'm just putting that out there. Or Arkansas, for that matter, too. I mean, look at Clinton. Oh, my bad.
Cindy, thank you. That's very humbling.
You know, we were so happy that you came on the show and everything, bro. I mean, I love the music. I love what you guys are about and what you're doing. You know, the way you pay it forward. I'm a believer of karma. You know, I think what you put out is what you get. You know, it's like a big circle, kind of yin-yang almost. If you put bad shit out, you know, bad shit will come back on. You put good shit out and be positive, then you'll get that in return. So be positive as you can be. And keep moving forward.
There are so many fucking toxic people out there, bro. Life is for living, not for destroying.
Exactly.
So really, if I can help somebody, man, I'm going to try to help somebody. You know, now mind you, if a homeless person comes up to me and asks me for something, it's probably not the first person I'm going to help. I like people that help themselves first, and I'll help someone helping themselves. But at the same time, if I see somebody that's out there looking like they're starving, I'll be the first guy to throw them a cheeseburger or whatever, man. It's one world. We're all here, and we're only here for a short time. Make the most of it that you can, man. And don't be a douchebag to people. It's simple.
Don't be stupid. Don't be a dick.
And that's it.
That boils it down right there. Anything you want to put out there? Any shout outs?
Oh my God.
Anything you want to let us know upcoming, you know, oh, one thing Sandy also mentioned I forgot to bring up was about the Reverb Nation page.
Oh, right. So recently, okay, so in America there are thousands and thousands of bands, and many of them use Reverb Nation. They cover music across all genres. Our website and platform are all based off of that. And so Reverb Nation ranks bands by genre,
right,
etc. In the metal genre in America, there's well over 5,000 bands on Reverb Nation. You recently cracked the top 100. Super thrilled about that.
Oh, congrats, bro!
I mean,
that's fucking huge.
It's enormous. We're rocking it in our hometown, Brentwood. We're the #1 band there or whatever. But to be like out of thousands upon thousands and thousands of bands, to be in the top 100 in the United States, it's amazing. Blown away by that support. Thank you, everyone. Please check out the Only One Menace video on YouTube. It's a Toy Called God channel. Hit our Facebook. Give us a like. Tell your friends about us. Please visit toycalledgodband.com. And really, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And thank you guys at Brutiful Metal Radio. Seriously, thank you. Right
on, Patrick, man. We, like I said, we appreciate what you guys do. We love the tunes. And anytime you have something coming up that you want pushed out, send it our way.
Oh, check out thrashmetal.co if you get a chance. Thrashmetal.co. Check that out.
Okay.
But yeah, seriously, check all that stuff out, and thank you guys so very much.
Now I want to put out there, you know, Vixen threw the links out earlier, with the Facebook.com, you know, the YouTube. Definitely go check them out. Great band, great guys. You want your head twisted, Toy Called God is willing to do it to you. Now I want to take the time to thank everyone that came in. Of course, we got Dark Black Death Dude from Hell and Stuff, my brother from another mother. Thank you for coming in. My boy Tony. See Outcast. Dirty South Moss. Thank you for coming in, brother. Appreciate you. Stash. Eric from Clank. Miss Chris. Sandy, thank you for coming in. Preston, Bruce, of course, Vixen, and Buddy Cat, as always. Thank you for showing up, girl. Appreciate you coming in. Now, I've got more tunes I'm going to throw up. I'm not sure if Nick's going to take it over or not. If he does, well, I'll see you guys on the flip. If not, then I'll be playing tunes all fucking night. So one way or another, you're going to get your eargasm. So right now we've got, let's see, I got Addiction and The Voodoo by Toy Called God. And thank you for being on the show, Patrick. Again, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. And I'd like to bring you back whenever you guys get ready to go on tour. We'll announce the dates and talk about that too.
Awesome. I would love to come back on. Thank you so much, Bob. Truly.
Right on, brother. But stick around for me just a minute. I'm going to throw these tunes on. And see you in a few, bitches.